This man was Cardinal Ippolito d'Este, and his garden harnessed water and made it dance and perform like no other, before or since.
I've been to Villa d'Este a few times before. You come in here from the top, but actually originally it was designed to arrive at the bottom of the garden. And then the visitor would slowly climb up this hill, amazed at all the wonders they were seeing, and thoroughly puffed by the time they reached the top. And that's how it was originally designed, so that it would unfold and reveal itself. And by the time you reached the top, which is where the cardinal would have been, you were in a state of breathless awe.
Cardinal d'Este had vast wealth and an overwhelming desire to become pope. When he failed in his first attempt in 1549, he hired Rome's most distinguished architect, Piero Ligorio, to create the biggest and most ambitious water garden since Hadrian's Villa. Ligorio demolished whole streets to make room for the garden on the steep hillside, and built a sophisticated system to bring water from a nearby aqueduct. In today's money, all this would cost a cool £100 million. But this wasn't just a matter of d'Este displaying his wealth and artistic taste, although it was certainly that. He also intended to impress visitors with the depth of his scientific knowledge, and these were truly astonishing feats of hydroengineering.
The scale of the water is just ridiculous, really. Miles over the top. But what d'Este did was rechannel the water supplying a town. It took a third of the town's water supply to make his garden. So having done that, then he was determined to do something big with it. So you have this enormous hydrotechnical display. And it still remains the most impressive I've ever seen. And it all comes from one source, and there's no pumps at all. The whole thing is powered by pressure. So they knew what they were up
to. By studying Villa Adriana, Renaissance architects rediscovered ways of taming water that had been lost for 1,000 years. They found they could control the water's speed and movement using different sized pipes and spouts. And with this new knowledge, the artistic ambition of gardens rose to new and astonishing creative heights.
This is the terrace of 100 fountains. It took 5 years to make. It uses water that comes from a single source, no pump. All the fountains have the same velocity, the same rhythm, the same sound, and it builds up as you walk along. It's like a musical instrument. Now, poor old Cardinal d'Este, he hardly saw this. It took 5 years at the end of his life, and then was completed. And behind this beauty is a nagging pain for him, because the 3 layers of water represent rivers leading to Rome. And of course, that's where d'Este wasn't, and that's where d'Este, most of all, wanted to be.
In the 2 decades it took to construct his garden, Cardinal d'Este made 5 failed bids for the papal throne. With every setback, his garden got grander and grander, and the coded messages it sent out became ever more pointed.
The waters of the 100 fountains flow down here to a piece of the garden called Rometta. And the story behind it is that the Pope forbade Cardinal d'Este to build a palace in Rome because he knew that he would challenge his power. So d'Este petulantly said, okay, if I can't have my palace in Rome, I'll have Rome in my palace. And so he's built a model of Rome.